Morning all. I need to update you about the cupboard situation, and I've been trying to. I've got video footage because my phone was in the corner of being rescued by these two hulking great policemen. One of which was called Brian. Thank you, Brian. And I need to put the footage, but I can't work out how to speed it up. Otherwise, you've got 8 minutes of ridiculousness. So I shout as the white police boat goes past, a bit like Penelope Pitstop, with my "Hey, help!" And of course, they didn't hear me over the engines. So eventually, after trying for 20 minutes and getting really tired of getting out from under this thing, and it's fallen with the heaviest part, of course, down the stairs, and it's thrown me a bit down the stairs and pinned me to the stairs, and I just can't move it. I just can't get out from underneath it, and it's being this beautiful 1960s quality piece of furniture, and it's got the cross hatching over the faux leather, and my knees were inside the two squares. So I even tried to lift it to get my knees on the square so I could use them like rails and drag it up or down. And I couldn't. And so then I said to Dawn, right, I'm going to grab hold of it and I'm going to try and push with my feet. Push with my feet, no. And I'm just going to throw myself backwards really hard and hopefully the cupboard will come up. Well, I threw myself backwards really hard. I wedged my bum in the sort of laddery stairs that we've got. With the top going right across the small of my back, and I had a piece of cabinet in my hand. It came off. So no. So eventually, one of the policemen ages ago gave us the number to Fastlane and said if you've got any problems, phone, and it goes straight through to control. The control room. It bypasses all of the other things. So we go straight through to control and I say, excuse me, and I can see the bloody police boat. I can see the big white police boat. I can see it from where I'm lying wedged by the open porter cabin door. And I said, look, is there any chance you could just send somebody over to give me a hand? And he's like, how have you got this number? Who are you? No, we don't just give a hand. I said, I'm not explaining myself correctly. I said, I'm on my own on the big ex-MOD barge Maytime. And I am pinned on the stairs by a 1960s drink cabinet. And I've been here for 20 minutes and I just can't move it. He said, I'll get somebody straight over. And then he went into full on, stay on the line, what's your name, give me your number just in case we get cut off. And honestly, I'm fine. You know, there's no massive rush, but soon would be nice. So instead of just getting the white police boat that was just over there, instead of just sending that one over, they sent over a stealth boat. And so the stealth boat with the two big strapping lads, one of which was called Brian, thank you, Brian, they stopped at the bow of the boat. And I don't know if you've seen the deck recently, but we have two massive piles of rope. So they have to climb over the piles of rope. If they'd just pulled up next to the dory, they'd have been fine. So they had to climb over these massive piles of rope. Brian was first in, second in, and the first bloke looks at it and says, hang on, we'll have you out in a minute, and has to wait for Brian. So it takes two of them to lift this bloody cabinet off me so I can get out. And then they say, right, can you just come out of the porter cabin? Because, of course, everything's fallen down. It's, bags of books, it's all come down. So, can you just step out the porter cabin? I just need to make sure you're okay. I said, yeah, honestly, I'm fine. But he said, do you need any medical intervention? I'm like, no, I have so many drugs on the boat. Didn't say that bit. But of course, the medication, not drugs, medication. So it was very lovely, very nice. And Brian, he said, what's your address? And I said, well, it's here. And Brian said, oh, have you moved on full time then? And so it was really nice. We had a bit of a chat. And then the other white police boat comes round so they can do pointing and laughing. I did tell them all to do pointing and laughing because it was utterly ridiculous. So, so that was great. And so I gave him a hug and he was straight in with the release pat. And I said, oh, that was quick for a release pat. I was laughing. And he went, yeah, I'm armed. And I looked down. He's got this freaking massive, I can't show you with one hand, that big machine gun strapped to his front absolutely massive. So yeah, I was rescued by two armed, very, very armed. And then I got a round of applause. I didn't. They were very nice, actually. The police on the white boat checked I was okay. And then off they went. That was great. So I came back in to come down the stairs. And they've left the bloody cocktail cabinet right at the top of the stairs. And I had to sit down on the deck for about half an hour before I had enough strength to be able to move it. So I could go downstairs. I didn't like to say, can you just come back and move the cupboard? You left it in my way. So, yeah, so that's it. So I can't move today. I am bruised down the back of my thighs. And look, this is a really long video. Okay, so 1 more minute won't hurt. So we go to Spiders yesterday. Jim he's doing all the big girl jobs, which is amazing. He's got 2 empty water carriers on the boat, the empty gas canister that I keep forgetting to do anything with, and there's a massive Irvintrude might be the name, engine, outboard motor that needs fixing, so it's going to Spiders to be serviced and fixed. So take it all over. Jim we go up, pull up on the beach by Spiders, because the tide's not quite all the way in, so it doesn't quite reach his wall. So goes and gets a sack truck, puts the engine on the sack truck, and takes the sack truck round to Spiders. I follow dutifully along with an empty plastic container, because that's all I can carry. Because the day before I fell down the stairs, 2 days before I got crushed on the stairs by a cocktail cabinet. Faux leather as well. So takes it up to Spider, they lift it up and they pop it in this like a massive wheelie bin full of water so that he can check it. So that goes in, that's great. We take the 2 water containers round to the hose pipe, fill them up, chat for 5 minutes, come back. The boat is now, because the tide was going out, the boat is now about 1/5 of it is out of the water, and the door is bloody heavy. So I ended up taking my wellies and socks, and I'd got, because it had been such a bad day the day before, I'd got my dirty pirate skull and crossbones, what does Dawn call them? Lounge pants on. So I took those off. So I'm in my knickers and my shirt, kneeling down, trying to reach under the boat to see what brick is sort of stuck there, and stopping us moving the boat. So the whole of Gairloch Head gets a view of my bright pink knickers, just to be really obvious. I've got bright pink knickers on. So we can't move the boat. We try, we get a big pin, try and lever it off. The water's just receding. So in the end, we give up. So luckily I had 2 jerseys on. So I took my bottom jersey off, which was soaking. So poor old Spider got to see my pink bra as well. Put on the outer jersey and put on my wet, they weren't wet, I was wet, pyjama bottoms with my skull and crossbones on, and my knickers are wet because I've been in the water, and I'm just carrying my boots because I can't get them on, the lining's pulling because my legs are so wet. So we walked round to steal Spider's boat to come back to Maytime, and Spider says, "Pint?" and Jim just looks, and I went, "All right then." So I went in the pub, soaking wet, no shoes on, dirty skull and crossbone pyjama bottoms, and a jumper that doesn't really go with anything. And I looked god awful, and I'm soaking because it's been hissing it down with rain. So absolutely soaking. So I go in the ladies and I try and dry a bit of my hair. In fact, this is what it looks like today. I try and dry a bit of my hair under the hand dryer, and then I realise I just can't be arsed. So I just sort of dab the drips off with toilet paper, and I have a wee. And it's a cheap plastic toilet seat. So I sit on it, and I'm thinking, God, it's really wet. I hope nobody's weed on the seat. Yeah, it's me. It's my bum. The whole of my bum is just wet. I'm just wet. So I made a damp patch on the seat, and we just had dinner and pints in the pub. And so Jim and I got to bed about 2 o'clock this morning, I think. 1:30. 1:30. Yes, 1:30. And we didn't touch the coffee liqueurs. I was just checking. So yeah, so we had a great night. So today, honestly, I cannot move. My ribs hurt, my arms hurt, everything hurts today. So I'm going to sit here with my cup of tea, and I'm going to watch Archer, because Dawn's found a DVD player and a TV that work. So I'm going to watch my Archer DVDs. Well, I wish everybody a lovely day. Thank you for being so concerned about me. I just thought I'd better put up how freaking ridiculous I was. And if you're going to get crushed by a piece of furniture, make sure it's a faux leather cross-hatched 1960s drinks cabinet complete with lights. Yes. Have a lovely day, everybody. Thank you for your concern.